Welcome to the SY22 tutorial video, manufacturing a firing pin.
You'll need 3/16" or 4.8mm steel rod to make your pin. You will need a way to turn the pin. A lathe, drill press, or even a hand drill mounted to a table will work. Use your 3D printed pin as a reference to mark the steel rod for machining. Make sure you give yourself about an extra inch so that you can mount the rod into a chuck. Be sure to use proper PPE when working with power tools. Keep the printed pin and a pair of calipers close by for reference. You can use simple files, angle grinders, or even Dremel tools to shape the metal. Check your work often. This part of the pin should be between 1.8 and 2 millimeters. Once you get close to the right size, switch to finer files, finishing up with sandpaper. I will start with 220 grit, working my way up to 400. I'm using some 1500 grit polishing cloth and some 3000 grit sandpaper to finish it up. The final diameter is between 1.9 and 2 millimeters, which should be perfect for what you'll need. The last step for the strike face is to put a small chamfer on it. We're shooting for a diameter of 1.5 millimeter. Now, you can test fit the tip of the pin in the front of the bolt. Next, you'll need to put the pin back into the chuck, placing the two score lines as close as possible to the mouth of the chuck. Here, I'm using a small file to score the marks so that they are easier to see. When filing close to a moving tool head, it's very important that you don't draw the tip of the file too close. One of the teeth could catch the tip of the file and turn it into a projectile. Try to keep the tip in the safety zone. Here, we're looking for a diameter of 2.5 millimeters. Since you'll be taking measurements close to the moving tool head, it is recommended that you stop the tool before each measurement. Finally, it's time to finish the hammer face. Using your reference pin, mark the end of the steel rod, and then cut the rod at that mark. Now, insert the pin deeply into the tool head, leaving the hammer face and about 1 inch of pin exposed. Using an aggressive file, round off the hammer face. Then switch to a less aggressive file to finish the job. And just like that, you should have a brand new firing pin. The very last step is to test fit the pin in your bolt. It should move freely without any binding. The strike face of the pin should extrude past the face of the bolt at least 1.5 millimeters, or about 60,000ths of an inch when the hammer end is flush with the back of the bolt.
This concludes the firing pin manufacturing video. Thank you for watching.